talk less, say more. Welcome in, much love, Trav here, and I want to help you communicate more, have stronger relationships by saying less, while saying less. And we know that supposedly, or roughly, 93% of communication is nonverbal. Only 7% is the words we say. It's more in the way we move, the way we stand, our tonality, or the way that we touch. Like, think about dogs. Dogs can communicate more than humans at times. They don't have to say a word to do it. Yet we find this need to fill this void and prattle on, as I'm doing in this video, but in conversation mode of this try to put all of our 100% of our focus on the 7% of words, and that's not really a great way to communicate in the long term, because we can learn a lot more through posture, communicate a lot more. We can learn a lot more by observing how people are standing, or sitting, their forehead, their lips, their eyes, so on. So here's an exercise I'm going to share with you that will help with this. And I was doing this while living in the community Polestar Gardens in Pahoa, Hawaii. It's a spiritual community that has certain rules. Not really a cult, a little bit culty, but a good amount of culty. And one of the rules is that, well, meals start at 7:15, breakfast. You don't have to be there at exactly that time, but you can be. And if you're there, there's a rule that between 7:15 and 7:30, there's no talking. At 7:30, you can say whatever you want. The rest of the day, you can say whatever you want. But for those 15 minutes, you're not supposed to say anything. So I found myself sitting there in silence with the people around me, and we would say good morning through our eyes, nod. People would pat each other on the back or poke each other, whatever, you know. And when the 7:30 time came around, like, there wasn't necessarily a need for anyone to say anything. And throughout the day, there wasn't a need to say as much. And then doing that for 2 weeks, going from back to the Big Island, which is a higher pace, living at a really high-paced farm, I noticed that people filling the void wanted to fill this void, but I had learned to communicate more while saying less. And in my interactions with people, I felt that it gave me a kind of Zen master type quality, and I felt that they felt that as well, that I had developed an okayness with silence and a desire for it in the company of other people, communicating in other ways. So the exercise for you today, if you want to try this out, is give yourself a quiet hour or a quiet 15 minutes while you're around other people. Like, I'm going to be silent for the next 15 minutes. You can even tell them that, hey, between this time I'm going to be silent. And I think you'll be surprised at the results. I know that I was. I think you'll be able to say more. So I hope you find that exercise helpful. If you did, leave a comment. If you want to hear more, or you have some questions, you want things talked about, leave a comment or hit me up on Snapchat. And much love, free life movement, free living goals, aloha, much love.